Hey everyone, so for today's video I'm going to do something a bit shorter than usual. That's because my next video I'm going to be working on is taking a bit of time and I just need to postpone it a bit, so it'll have to be out next week. So for this video I decided to do something short and simple and go through a full walkthrough of my game collection. Now if any of you have come from my TikTok, you have probably seen a lot of these before, but I don't think many of you have. And still, there's plenty of my games that I haven't reviewed on my TikTok, so this will be a full walkthrough of everything on my shelf, plus a few couple of bits and doodads here and there. So let's go. Gotta take a drink first though. Right, starting off with the PS5, we have Astrobot. Platinum this game recently. It's pretty good. I think it definitely, not definitely, but I think it was definitely deserving of a nomination for Game of the Year in 2024. Did it deserve to win? Can't comment, I've never played any of the other ones, but I loved it. Great game. Grand Theft Auto 5. One of the two versions of this game I own. Love it. Great game. Sunk nearly 400 hours into it. Currently trying to platinum it. But one of the trophies is taking forever, where I need to complete a rally race with a friend. And I need to complete a rally race to get numero uno, which is to get first place and everything. And that's taking forever because my friends are never on. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. I love it, but I'm definitely getting to a point where I'm sick of it because 300 hours. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Platinum this one too. Great game. Loved it. Definitely the weakness of the trilogy though. That kind of goes without saying. Marvel Spider-Man 2. Time for a bold take. This is the best of the trilogy. I know everyone likes to say the first one's better. And I love the first one. For the longest time it was one of my favourite games of all time. But this is just better. The gameplay is so much more advanced with like the different powers and the traversal with the web wings and the slingshot. And the story is not that bad, guys. Like, come on. I actually quite like the story. I am also heavily biased because I'm a pretty big fan of like the symbiote story with Spider-Man, and I like Venom. And this game makes me really want a Venom game. Like the first time Spider-Man got the symbiote suit and unlocked the mega power, I wanted a Venom game so bad. But yeah, love this game. And platinumed it. Payday 3. I don't really have anything to say about this game. It's kind of a strange one. I never wanted this game. Like, I don't think it's bad. I've never played it. And I never requested for it. What happened was I got a PS5 for Christmas one year. And when I was getting it, my mum and her boyfriend found a deal where they got this game with it for some reason. I don't know if there was like multiple options and this was just the one they picked, or this just happened to be the only game they had a deal on. But anyways, I got it. I'm like, I haven't played it. I'll probably play it at some point. Ready or Not. This one is pretty fun. Way too advanced for me, but though I am not good with these big strategical games. I will get round to playing the main campaign at some point, but I have mostly just stuck to playing the free roam versions of the main missions where there's no limitations, because I cannot manage all of like the complicated stuff. But pretty cool game I got for my birthday. Right, the PS5 out of the way, we'll move on to the Switch. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Cute game, charming game, haven't spent that much time into it. It's a bit slow for me. No, it's not too slow, but it feels like I'll play and then it will get to a point where they have so many other games I would just rather play because I need to constantly check in to slowly grind away to unlock the cool stuff, and it just gets to a point where I don't want to, but it's a great game, don't get me wrong. Just not personally for me. I really want to get Pokopia at some point though. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This one's also pretty great. It's been a long time since I've played it, and I never finished it. It was one of my first ever Switch games, though, so I'll give it points for that. Very quaint, charming, lovely little game. I don't feel the desire to go back to it, though. I probably will at some point, but no rush. Lego City Undercover. This was the first game I got with my Switch. Back in 2017, not when the Switch came out, but much later. Might have been 2018, but I think it was 2017. I got a Switch from my nana and granddad, who randomly got one for me, and then this was the game they got with us. I don't know why, but it was a good game. Finished it a long time ago, but I don't have a desire to play it on the Switch again because well, yeah. Luigi's Mansion 3. Now this was one of the first ever games I actively went out to try and get for myself. There are plenty of games I got for my birthday or for Christmas and whatnot, but this was the first game I ever actively went out of my way to like get my mum to buy for me from a shop. Because I remember following a lot of the development of it. And even though I've never played the other two Luigi's Mansions, this one still held a lot to me and means a lot, so it gets that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Best Mario Kart game. Spent probably over 100 hours in it. Love it. Moving on. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This is another one of those games that's great, and I got it early for my Switch, but because I have a lot more games now, I don't really feel a desire to play this as much, but it's still a really fun game for what it is. And I'm pretty sure I beat it, but it was a long time ago if I did. So, yeah, it's good, but like I don't need to play it. Minecraft for Nintendo Switch. I only have this purely for the Minecraft Mashup Pack world, to have fun in that. But I would never play this as actual Minecraft, because I got this when I didn't really like playing actual Minecraft. I was bad at it, and also Bedrock's kind of awful, let alone on the Switch. So yeah, especially now that I have Java and on my PS5, like Bedrock in a version that actually runs, I have no reason to come back to this, but I am keeping it purely for, let's say, the Mashup Pack. Right, first of many, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Now, I have never made this evident on this channel before, but again, if you're from my TikTok, you'll know I like Pokemon, as you can see. Yeah, I'm a big Pokemon fan. This one, I actually really like. It's very charming, very quaint, and, like, I get why it got so much hate. It was very babied, and a lot of the things were torn down from it. But I honestly think, graphically, this is probably the best Pokemon has ever gotten. Because, yeah, the art style is pretty bright and simple, but, like, those cutscenes are, like, really good. Especially Cubone in Lavender Tower. That one, or Pokemon Tower even, it was in Lavender Town. But yeah, that cutscene with Cubone and his mother was honestly beautiful. And like I say, I still think this is the best Pokemon's ever looked. It's kind of concerning. Pokemon Sword, the one that started it all. Now, I was always aware of what Pokemon was, but I never really cared for it until one day my uncle had this for some reason. I don't even know why he had a Switch to begin with, but he just did. And I borrowed it and beat it in 2 days, and I was like, I like this. And it kind of started a chain reaction of it. I don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see. It started a chain reaction, and now I'm in love with the franchise. And the game itself is flawed. It was very rushed, and it was the start of what's seen as Pokemon going downhill. And yeah, I can see that. And out of all of the Switch games, this one's arguably the weakest. Debate, well, actually, no, that goes to BDSP. But still, this one, I like it. It's definitely nostalgia, but I don't mind coming back to this one. Drink break. Moving on to the second part, we have, speaking of, Brilliant Diamond. Yes, they're awful. Yes, they are not what we wanted, but they are what we asked for. And I'm also going to do both at a time. I'm not doing every Pokemon pair separately. That's dumb. Like I say, no, everyone asked for Diamond and Pearl remakes. Nobody wanted Diamond and Pearl remakes. We wanted Platinum remakes. So we've got what we asked for, not what we wanted. And with that being said, these are nowhere as good as Platinum, but my god, they are better than Diamond and Pearl. As someone who actually beat Diamond back in the day, oh my god, these are better. So much better. Now, moving on to debatably the most popular Switch Pokemon game. And, yeah, I can see why. I think critically, out of all the Switch Pokemon games, it's probably the best, yeah. And I do like it, but I think, unlike some of the other ones, it's a lot harder to replay through it because of constantly having to, like, grind up the levels to progress and stuff with, like, the research. But it's not that bad, so it's very good, but definitely my least replayed out of all of them. Whew. I'm going to say a lot of things that are pretty controversial in this, but I think this might be one of them. I love Scarlet and Violet. Yes, they were buggy messes on launch. I didn't play on launch. Yes, they are graphically plain. I don't play Pokemon for graphics. The story is great. The characters are the best. The open world is fun, even if it's like nothing amazing and pretty basic. It's still really fun for a Pokemon game. Debatably the best new Pokedex out of all of them. I will die on that hill. It's just so good. Yes, they could have been better optimized, and they could always be better, but so overhated. I think I'm not going to act like I have the final opinion, and I think there are other valid criticisms, but a lot of people just kind of hate on them because of how they launched. And like, I kind of get it for a multi-billion-dollar company, but it's not the launch anymore. The bugs are pretty much gone. It's still a great game. On to another, I'm going to say overly hated Pokemon game, Legends EA. I haven't finished Legends EA. I need to get around to it, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I don't get the hate. When I first learned that it was all going to be in one city, I did think that was a bit disappointing. But like, beyond that, it's a great game. I don't even care for Megas. That's another hot take. I've never really liked Megas that much. But this game made me actually kind of like them. Not the new ones, though. Most of them still suck. The thing with Megas is the designs. I think most of the designs are awful. But there's a couple good ones in here. And it finally meant I got to use Mega Absol. And I love Mega Absol, but it's never easy to use. So, yeah, very good game. Need to finish it. Overhated. In my opinion, at least. Now this is a very special game to me. This was the first game I ever actively followed from its announcement to its release. Because I grew up with the original Mario Maker on 3DS. Right there. And I remember seeing the first trailer for this in the Nintendo Direct. I can't remember which one. And I was proper excited. And I remember watching all the videos of people predicting what would be in it. And then I watched every new trailer with something in. And then I remember watching all the trailers with new stuff getting added in updates. And it's like, did I ever end up playing it that much? No, not really. I'm not very creative. And I didn't have the Nintendo Switch Online at the time when I actually got it. So yeah. But still, it's very special for me, even with that being said. Yeah. It's like the best Mario game ever made. Like, what do I say about Super Mario Odyssey that hasn't already been said? It's Super Mario Odyssey. So for the longest time, I grew up when pretty much every game from the Wii U had been ported to the Switch, except for this one. And 3D World was the one game I thought, oh, I really want a Wii U for, even with how awful the Wii U was. And then this got announced, and I was like, oh yeah, I never want a Wii U ever again. So I played through it, loved it, beat it. It's no Odyssey. It's a lot better than 3D Land, as someone who grew up with 3D Land. It's no 64 or Galaxy, and I can't comment on Sunshine because I've only played a few levels of Sunshine. But it's great. And Bowser's Fury is pretty neat, I'll give it that. Similarly to Mario Kart, this is probably one of my most played games of all time. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm a Steve main and a Little Mac main at the same time, which is kind of funny. I still need to buy the first wave of DLC, I've just realised, but I've never gotten around to it. But I bought the second wave. I love Steve, I love Little Mac. And I've been experimenting more recently with Young Link and Ganondorf, they're pretty good. Ike's fun. There's just so many great characters. I love the celebration of it, and I just love Smash Bros. As a series. And if this was the final game, which I hope it's not, but if it was, I would be satisfied with this as an ending to the series. I need to finish this, but it is magical. It is one of the best games of all time, and I think that is a fact. I have never played a Zelda game prior to this point. I don't own any other Zelda games, but still, this is a masterpiece. But I am too slow to finish it. I need to finish it. I only just beat one of the Thunder Blight Ganon recently after struggling for so long, but I got the Master Sword with it, and it's one of the few games where I've just genuinely got to experience everything because I've seen no spoilers for it. Which, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of games I haven't seen spoilers for, but this is one few ones where I actually feel like that matters because I discover everything. Sidon's great. It's just Sidon. Link's great. Zelda's cool. It's just amazing, and it's the reason I want to play the rest of them. Right, moving from the Switch to the PS4, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have never played this game. There's a lot of games I haven't played because I've either spotted them at a charity shop and picked them up, bought a bunch of games at once from CEX, or in the case of this, and I'll quickly get it over with so I don't have to repeat myself, Nier Automata, I probably butchered that. It was my birthday, and there was just like a list of games. I just told my auntie to like, she just said she'd get anything under 20 quid, and this is what she found, and like, 2 great games, so can't complain with that regard. But there's not much I can comment on beyond that, but I do want to play them at some point. Bloodborne. Yeah. It's hard. I didn't get past the first section with like the massive gate with all the people in front of it. It's good, it's fun, but it's too hard. Not too hard. I'll if I actually bother to sit down and play it, I could probably get through it. But I played it after I'd bought a bunch of other games. I was like going through rapidly testing them, and I just didn't have the patience to sit down and play more of this when I had so many other games I could play, especially with how hard it was. But yeah, I can see why it's so popular. The aesthetic's nice, and I am biased because British. So yeah, good game. Crash. Yeah, I like Crash. I used to have it on Switch. It was the first game I ever got for Switch beyond Lego City. I sold it a long time ago because I did not like how it ran. And I could never get past like the second boss, Ripperoo. I can now, and I'm all the way just past the mob boss with the Tommy gun. But yeah, they're great games. I need to play the other two. I need to finish the first one. And yeah, great game. Great compilation. Glad to see Crash back. It was good we got Crash 4, but yeah, great. Dying Light. I always liked zombie media before, particularly things with like Train to Busan and Plants vs. Zombies. I know, very different, but still. But I think this is what truly made me fall in love with zombies. Kyle Crane is great because Roger Smith is a great voice actor, and I distinctly remember playing it for the first time. No, Roger Craig. I don't know what. Yeah, yeah, something like that. I'll probably edit in the correct name and post. But yeah, I remember playing it for the first time. And as soon as he opened his mouth, I'm like, well, "That's Sonic," because I didn't even know at this point. I just knew he sounded like Sonic Boom. But yeah, playing this was great. The parkour is great. It's decent. It never really scared us, but that's probably because I always went to bed when it was dark. Yeah, great game, great story. I really felt for some of the character deaths. I'm not going to say anything in case of spoilers, even though this game is, 10 years old? But yeah, great game. Need to finish it. There we go. One of many. I know this is a great game and I can't wait to play it, but I haven't started it because I already started so many games and I still need to finish all of them. I will get to you at some point. God of War 2018. Is it good? 100%. I have not got past the bridge. And that's for no reason of it being bad. I don't think it's bad. I loved what I played. But again, this is back when I was rapidly trying things. And I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And I put it down. And I just haven't gotten back to it because I was playing things I did prioritize more. But yeah, this is definitely, once I finish everything I am currently playing, this is at like the top of the list to get back to because it's very good from what I have played, and I can't wait to learn more about it because I have heard so many great things about it. Again, I've heard great things, can't wait to play it, haven't played it. I'm going to just skip over any games where that's the case, and I'll point out unless I have anything I should say. Like I said, great game. I've already finished it. I got it for PS4 because I saw it for a decent deal, so there's that. I'll probably finish it again at some point, probably go for the platinum because I like to do that, and Lego games are easy to platinum. But yeah, it's a great game. Lego Worlds. This I similarly used to have on Switch, and I don't even know if I still have the cartridge anymore. But yeah, this is great. It's like not very traditional, and it kind of gets overlooked, but I personally really like it. Lots of fun. It's just great. But to be fair, actually, a quick story. I never used to really play the main adventure mode back on Switch. I would always just like go into creative and just spawn in all of the buildings and make like a wacky town together, which is still a valid way. But now I'm like actually playing adventure mode and going through. Mortal Kombat XL. I am never been the craziest Mortal Kombat fan. I always liked it, but like I never really played most of them. But this one was always nostalgic because I remember playing some of it a long time ago, and then obviously I always cared about it because these guys and you. So when I saw this on a big shopping spree, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely got to get this, especially since it had the DLC. And I'm a Leatherface main. I'm not good at it though. I have never been good at fighting games. Never will be, except for Smash Bros. But yeah, I like it. It's a phenomenal game. I know I just said 2 is better, and it is, but it's still a phenomenal game. Like, the story is impeccable. The gameplay is amazing. Even if Spider-Man 2 outshines it, for when this came out, the web swinging and the combat was just immaculate. And I platinumed it. I platinumed the whole trio, actually. But it was genuinely one of my favourite games of all time. Until I played 2. And I was like, but it's still phenomenal. I'll never take that away from it. So, I haven't played it, but I am a massive My Hero fan. Even if I kind of stopped watching around Season 5, I still care about it and know a lot of the big things that have happened since. But the main reason I got this was because I got My Hero One's Justice 2 on Switch, the Ultimate Edition, because I had just freshly gotten into My Hero at the time, and I saw the game, I thought, oh, that's cool, I want to get that. So I did, and then I beat it, and I enjoyed myself with that, and I still need to get around to playing this. But yeah, very good. We'll play eventually, but I have Persona 5 Royale on Switch, so I might as well just play that. It's Red Dead Redemption 2. It is like, even if it gets a lot of hate, not a lot of hate, but some people say it's overrated, and I can kind of see where it's coming from. Some people do glaze at the ends of the earth, but it is just a phenomenal game. The story is amazing. The gameplay is overhated. The gameplay is good, I will say it. The only thing I will say is like the horse riding gets kind of dull, but like I play on PS5, so I just put on music or like watch a video on my phone while I'm horse riding around. And even then, I feel like random events pop up frequently enough that if I didn't, it would be fine. Yeah, one of the best games ever made. Need to get around to it. Another one of my favourite games ever made. I was always aware of Resident Evil and always respected it as a really big horror fan for being like the horror game franchise. So there's that. But then I played this and I just absolutely loved it. Like, but I beat both Leon and Claire's campaign, and I'm currently going through trying to platinum it, but that's going to take a while because I need to beat the game like 5 different times. But I love it. The story is great. Raccoon City is a phenomenal place. Mr. X is really cool and creepy. The puzzles were fun. One of the few puzzle games I ever actually fully beat on my own without having to look anything up, which I was really proud of. Especially that chess piece puzzle. I really liked that one. But yeah, very special to me. And this is the whole and this game is the reason I pretty much bought the entire franchise on PS5. I'm only missing 5 and 6. And I have every other game digitally. Oh, and 8 and Requiem. But physically, I only have like 3. Depending on what day you ask me, I will tell you this is my favourite game of all time. Subnautica is such a magical and beautiful game that is so well made. The environments are gorgeous. The alien creatures are both terrifying and beautiful. The story of the Degasi and also the Aurora and then the virus, it's such beautiful environmental storytelling, plus with like the dialogue that you can completely miss and not understand what's going on. It's beautiful. And especially as someone with thalassophobia, this unironically counts as my favourite horror game, but not technically. Speaking of liquid, I'm going to have a drink. Oh, God. I don't talk for this long, my throat hurts. I'll quickly just say, I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, so I'll just focus on one. This is phenomenal. I'm only up to the school, and I haven't got past that, but this is definitely another one of those ones. I will finish it eventually, but it is phenomenal. The story of how I got it was really fun, though, because one day I was at me Nana and Grandad's and they were watching the Last of Us TV show. I was like, oh yeah, that's a TV show. Duh. I said, oh yeah, that's based on a video game. And my granddad kind of looked at it and said, do you want it? I was like, yeah. So I showed him the original thing, and then he went to get it. And then one day he came over with it. But when he gave it to us, he also gave us part 2, because he said when he went to get it, the guy had both. So he said to the guy he was buying it off, saying like, oh yeah, give us that one too. So it's got a lot of special memories for me with that. But also it is just like a phenomenal game that I need to finish. But yeah, amazing. Need to finish. Oh, need to play even, actually. This one's fun. I loved 2 Point Hospital growing up, and I played a bit of this a long time ago, or a bit after, and really liked it, but kind of forgot about it. But then, very interestingly, one day I went to the Metro Centre, which is a big shopping centre in northeast England, and they had a game, which to any Americans watching is the British version of GameStop, and they shut down around the summer last year, and this was like just before the summer on a school trip. So when I went in, they had a huge clearance, and they had like a sale of this, but like the campus edition. I think I have the box. If I check in here, this is not going to go well. Is it in here? Yeah. Well, if it is, I can't find it. But yeah, it came with. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just put this back. It's there with camera stuff. Yeah, it was the 2.2 enrollment edition, which came with the DLC and a map and this cardboard sleeve, obviously. And I got it all for £10, which was like amazing, and I loved it. And it's very cool because most games these days don't come with that stuff anymore. And it's one of my favourite things about collecting PS2 games here is like things with like the map. So if I very quickly open it up to check it out, also came with like DLC codes and stuff, which I've already downloaded. But yeah, like a campus map. This might take a while, so let me just whoop. Yep. Obviously, that's not the best way to show it, but still, I'm not going to hang it up or anything because I'm one of those people who's like so insistent on collectibles that I'll never do that. I'll just keep it in the box. But also, we've got like a little prospectus, which is like a guide, but it like looks like an actual college notebook, which is really cool. Actually, I loved it because it's like just like all those classic things you get on the PS2 games, which is one of my favourite things about collecting PS2 games. Oh god. Collecting PS2 games. Let me just put this back. Oh god. There we go. Put that back on the shelf. There we go. Anyways, Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection. I've played 2/3 of this. I finished Uncharted 1, loved it, liked it. Yeah, no, I liked it. I'm currently trying to platinum it, but that means beating the game on crushing difficulty, which is infuriating and angers me to no end, which makes me lower my perception of the game, even though it's not any worse off, it's just on the worst difficulty, which doesn't help that I was really bad at the game to begin with, but there's that. And then I played Uncharted 2, and like, again, that is one of my favourite games of all time, because I already liked Uncharted for like the gameplay, but Uncharted 2 is like an actual adventure. You start with like the train wreck, and then you go to like you go to a museum, and then to a jungle, to a war-torn city, to like on top of a moving train, to like a snowy mountain, to like an ice cave, to then a hidden jungle village, to then like that starts to collapse and you're on your way. The story is great, Chloe is great, Elena's great, Nate is awesome, and that's it is like a true actual journey. Loved it. And I still need to play 3. I haven't played 4 or Watch Dogs. Now this is cool. This is one of 2 steelbooks I own. Yakuza Kiwami. I probably butchered that. But yeah, this series is great. I still need to finish it. I'm only about chapter 7, I believe. And there have been several times I've got stuck on something incredibly frustrated. But, you know, it's a great game. The story is phenomenal. I like how it is just in Japanese and commits to it. I played it a long time ago and got stuck on the Majima boss fight in the batting cage. And then that was back on Xbox ages ago. And then I got it for myself. I got stuck there again. I grinded a lot for a while, beat that, and I've just been cruising through since with a couple stumps. But yeah, I need to finish playing this at some point. But obviously, like I say, the main thing is that this is a steelbook. One of 2 that I own. Beautiful koi fish on the back, a dragon and koi. And then obviously you open it up and like Inside's nothing crazy, but still. One of the few games that actually has a manual. But yeah, that's really special to us. Let me just... Oh, hang on. Right, moving on to the PS3 collection. Now, I'll start with these three before moving down. My PS3 collection used to be a lot bigger, but I sold a lot of them off as my 360 collection grew to make money, and I just kept it to certain games. So, starting off with Call of Duty World at War. I've never played this, and I have it on 360. I just can't sell it because I think the disc was too scratched or something. Black Ops 2. I have played this. This is what got me Call of Duty. This was like my original copy from back in the day, and even though I did sell a bunch of the other ones, I kept this. One, because I couldn't sell it, but two, because it means a lot to me, you know, being like the game that got me into Call of Duty. And it, not only just from playing like the first few missions of the campaign on my own, but then playing like zombies with like my uncle and stuff was great. So yeah. Now, here's an interesting one. I have a couple of FIFA games. FIFA 9... This is just because I can't sell it, because I'm starting to get FIFA games on the 360. I can't sell it. And then FIFA Street, because, yeah, I don't know, it was kind of neat, and I don't know, I think I couldn't sell. But FIFA 10 was one I actually want to keep, because it is, in fact, the only game I own that is currently sealed. If it can focus. Yeah, the only game I own that's currently sealed. If you can hear. And I don't know why, because it definitely isn't like a brand new copy, but I'm not opening it to find out, because it's cool to have like one game that is actually sealed, even if it is just FIFA 10. So, with the first row out of the way, let's move on to the bottom one. Anyways, we are back and moving on to the second shelf. Starting off with Gran Turismo 5. I don't like racing games. Moving on. Lego Batman 3. I can't sell this. Lego Dimensions. This game is fine. I do have some of the base pads somewhere, but I'm not getting them out because this game is not worth it. This is not going very well. Little Big Planet. It's cute. Sackboy's great. I haven't played it in a long time, but I enjoyed it. I haven't played this. I have not given a lot of care to my PS3 in the last 10 years. I haven't touched it since I was a child. Minecraft PlayStation 3 edition. If I'm gonna play a classic edition, a legacy edition of Minecraft, it's gonna be the 360 version. Minecraft Story Mode. I could never beat the first episode. Mostly because I was like 6. But yeah, I don't care. I only keep it because like it's taken off store shelves, but I don't even think this has the full game. I'm pretty sure this is just episode 1. Rayman Origins. This is the only game I have ever actually played on my PS3 in recent years. It's really good. I'm only on World 3. Street Fighter 4. I got this. It's pretty cool, but I have Ultra Street Fighter 4 on my PS5 now, so this is worthless. Terraria. It exists. It's probably not the best place to play it. Uncharted 2. I already talked about this game. Yeah, that was eventful. Anyways, moving on to the Wii. Big Brain Academy for Wii. I just have this because it was sitting around. Put it on the shelf. Link's Crossbow Training. I don't have the Wii Zapper, but it was £1, so can't go wrong with that. Yeah, this is where it gets very uninteresting. We'll get back to it. I'm going to do both of these at once. Mario and Sonic at the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. Mario and Sonic at the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympic Games. They're minigame compilations. There's not much to it. Mario Kart Wii. It is the second best Mario Kart. It's fun. It's got great nitro tracks. It's no Mario Kart 8 though. My Sims. Why not? New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I hate this as red. I don't even know where this came from. I'll do these 3 at once. Skylanders, original, Swap Force and Trap Team. Because charity shops have no good games, so these are what I got. Sonic and the Secret Rings. It's no original Sonic game. Those are the only Sonic games I played. SpongeBob SquarePants, Creature from the Krusty Krab. I got this because I watched a Scott the Woz episode where he talked about how bad it was. So I got it for the funnies, but I've never actually played it. Yep. Finally, we're moving on to something worthwhile. I love Super Mario Galaxy. It's so good. It frustrates the hell out of me sometimes, particularly any motion-controlled levels like ball rolling, and in Super Mario Galaxy 2, the bird gliding. But beyond that, this is just a phenomenal 3D platformer. So, one was a more spectacle and magical game. I would say this is a better game. It's more fun. The controls feel better for some reason. I just prefer this game. The first one was a bigger spectacle. This one was a better Mario game. I love Brawl. It overhated, mostly because I don't care about the competitive scene. But it's so good. Subspace Emissary, all the solo content. And this is probably on average my favourite Smash Bros. Roster. There's only one character I'd call a true dud. And even then, they're not like the worst addition ever. So like for the limited size, this is probably my favourite roster. Love it. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I forgot I have this when I said this. I only had one Zelda game. So I have this, but I've never played it. But the fun story is, when I was at CEX, this was just going to be the original one. No orchestral sound disc for some reason, because that was covered up by the sticker. But like you say, this is for 25th anniversary. And then when I was getting it, the guy behind the counter... No, wait, that's the wrong one. I got the orchestral sound disc anyways, even though it was only £10, and I'm pretty sure this version would have cost more. Also the extra bonus stuff. So yeah, that's probably one of the favourite Wii games I own. Then we move on to the Wii series. Wii Fit. I tried this once because I bought a balance board. I probably should use it more because I'm fat. Oh well. Wii Fit Plus, because what else will charity shops sell? Wii Music. It exists. Wii Play. I don't. Wii Play Motion. Nice car boot tail fine, but again, I don't care. If there's a Wii series game I'm going to play, you'll see what it is. Wii Sports. Now, I don't know how rare it is in America, but I know... No, in England, but I know in America, getting a full box case of Wii Sports is not very common, and they only do them in like the reselled version for £8. But in the UK, yeah, these are a dime a dozen. I think it's harder to find the cardboard sleeves, if anything. And then finally, this is where it's at. Wii Sports Resort. Love it. Beautiful game. Sword fighting was always the best. Now we shall move on to the Xbox 360, my childhood console. Starting with Assassin's Creed. I got this originally for the PS3 at a charity shop, played the first level, thought it was nice, sold it, and then started getting them, but I found more for the 360, bought those, sold that, and then just started buying them for the 360. And I've got almost all of them, like I say. Got Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, and Rogue. I am missing 4. Anyways, Batman Arkham Asylum. I got this, and, I was planning on playing it until PlayStation had a deal where you could buy the Batman Arkham trilogy plus all DLC for about £4. So, yeah, this probably isn't getting touched, but it's cool. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Because why not? I don't know, this was a gift from a friend. I never plan on touching it, but it's neat to have. Borderlands. Yeah, I'll play it at some point. It's neat to have. Like that's going to be a case with a lot of these. A lot of these are a case I found them in CEX or a charity shop. I bought them to fill out the collection, but I don't have any major desire to play. I obviously will play them, but this one's just... Yep. Borderlands. This one's interesting, Borderlands 2, because it comes in a cardboard sleeve for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, it's Borderlands 2, I imagine. Unless they've, I don't know, programmed an entirely different game on the cartridge. And here's my only other Steelbook, Bioshock. It's a very nice one. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's in the console. But I've also bought the Bioshock collection on Steam, so... And it's one of the few games my PC can run well. Yeah, I have a terrible PC, but it can run Bioshock at max graphics at 60 FPS, which is a miracle. But funnily enough, I already have the Bioshock trilogy, continuing with Bioshock 2. I always like the cover on this one with the little shattered glass. But, yeah. Here we got Bioshock Infinite. Then we move on to the Call of Duty series. I remember once for my 14th birthday, I asked for some of these, so I got a bunch of them, and I've slowly picked off the rest of them since. Got Call of Duty 2, very underrated. I think it's pretty good. Call of Duty 3 was one I was missing for a long time until finally getting it. I mean, it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, but for the longest time I was missing this one, so it's nice to have. 4, Modern Warfare, the only Call of Duty I've actually beaten. World at War, the version of it I actually intend to play, unlike the PS3 version. Modern Warfare 2. Black Ops, one of the other ones I'm actually playing. Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2, as previously mentioned, the most nostalgic one. Like I said, I'm very nostalgic for this, even if it was for the PS3 version, but since I mainly collect for 360, if you couldn't tell, it was nice to finally find a copy of it for that. Ghosts, it's there. And finally, Advanced Warfare. I don't know, I've heard pretty mixed things, mostly negative about the Advanced and Infinite games, so I'll probably leave these. Then we've got on Darksiders. I don't know what this is, but it was a game from a charity shop that wasn't just Wii Fit, so I got it. Same with 2.0, not 2.0, Darksiders 2. Disney Infinity 2.0, I grew up with this, and then lost it, and then found another version at a charity shop, so that was nice. Now this is something that I think is pretty cool. The Dreamcast Collection for Xbox 360 featuring Sega Bass Fishing, Sonic Adventure, Space Channel 5 and Crazy Taxi. I mean, I don't think it's anything particularly rare, because it was only about 12 quid, but you know, I think it's pretty cool, and one of the cooler things I have in my collection. Fable 3, it's more charity shop stuff, but Fable's cool. Fallout 3 is a game I actually quite like. I got it similar to Assassin's Creed. I got it for the PS3 initially, played a bit of it, loved it, sold it, and then bought it for the 360 because that's the console I collect for, and it feels much more at home on this. I also then went on to get New Vegas, which I've heard great things about. Something's in there. My childhood game, Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. This is a game I adore, and I definitely think I should play through at the channel at some point. Comment down below if you'd like to see that. Got Far Cry 2. Very nice condition. Far Cry 3. Again, pretty nice condition. Then we've got the things I only have because I'm a collector and I never plan to touch otherwise. FIFA 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 and 9. I don't ever intend to play these. The only one I ever plan on playing is, I believe, 17, because that's the one everyone says is good, but beyond that I don't plan on touching these. I'm not a sports person. Oh, football person. Anyways, moving on. Forza Motorsport. This was the only Forza game I've ever found in the wild. I haven't been to CEX in a while, so a lot of these games are from charity shops, and so that's why some of the games are pretty scattershot. But when one is from CEX, it's more likely I've actually bothered to like play it and stuff. Gears of War 2, one of the few charity shop games that was actually pretty neat. Ghostbusters the video game. This one I got from the same friend who got me Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, and 2 other games I'll mention when we get there, so that's neat. One of those was a Grand Theft Auto 5 360 edition. I tried it for the fun of it, and it's nowhere near as good as the modern versions, but I technically had this before the PS5 version, so there's that. Halo 3. I remember seeing how much people loved Halo, so I asked for this for my 12th birthday. I got it. I never beat the first level, but it's pretty good. I'll get into it eventually, but I gotta play all the other ones. I want to play 1 and 2 first. And on top of that, I got Halo 3 and 4 for my birthday, and then found ODST and Reach from scrounging charity shops. Speaking of, 2 other charity shop staples. Well, one charity shop staple, Connect Adventures. I remember seeing this a lot growing up, and then completely forgetting about it until I saw it. And Connectimals, which isn't as common, but still pretty common, as one of those requires an accessory most people don't have for the console anymore, so no one needs it. And then the Lego games, we've got Lego Batman 2. Now, this one's interesting because this was the only one I didn't have for the longest time, but I always remembered playing it, but then lost it. So it was nice to finally get it back relatively recently. Lego Marvel Super Heroes, another like absolute childhood game that I have recently just platinumed. I don't say recently, it was a few months ago, but platinumed on PlayStation. Lego Movie the video game. This is it's average, really. Lego Marvel Avengers, which I remember wanting because I had it on my 3DS once and would run around in the open mode as Quicksilver because it was already completed, I think at least. And I would just run around as Quicksilver. And then I got it, and then I never touched it. But now I have it on PlayStation, so I just play it there. Then this was one of the games that I remember going out to CEX, finding it, and buying it and loving it. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I have no need for this because I have Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 now, as you would know if you've watched any of the Capcom Smash videos. I use a lot of footage from it. But this was the one that first got me into it. It's cool, and one of the games I went to CEX and bought and was like, oh yeah, this is a cool thing. Then we have the Mass Effect trilogy. I have no opinion on these. I hear they're good, but mostly charity shops. But I believe the first one I got from CEX, or maybe all of them. I'll have to double check at some point. Another core childhood game, Minecraft 360 edition. I don't mind the legacy editions of Minecraft. I just don't have a desire to play them because I'd rather just play Java even. I hate Bedrock. NBA 2K11. I kind of like basketball, but I don't know any players or teams in America, let alone in my country of England. But I got this as a gift from my mum's boyfriend's son, so I have it. I have no need to sell it. I have no need to play it either. Another classic childhood one, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Not this one, though. Similar to Disney Infinity, I lost it a long time ago, and then I bought this when I found it at a charity shop to replace it. It doesn't work because I don't have Xbox Live anymore, but that's what Garden Warfare 2 on PlayStation's for. Red Dead Redemption, another got it at CEX thing because it's like an actually good game. I love Red Dead 2. Haven't played this. I'll probably play it eventually. It'll feel like a bit of a downgrade, but you know, it's still a great game from what I've heard. Then, similarly to Marvel vs. Capcom, one of those games when I was out by myself and had money, I got it in CEX, how cool it was. Ultimate Mega Drive Collection, which it is pretty cool. I don't care much for it now because I realize I don't really care about many Mega Drive games. But one thing I did find interesting is that in America, obviously they changed the name because the Mega Drive is called the Genesis, but it's called Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, while over here it's just Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, which I thought was interesting. Moving down, we've got Sonic Generations. I was getting another game I cared about more and just got this because I had a bit of money left over on a CEX voucher, but it's one of the better Sonic games in modern times, I've heard. Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I've never watched a Star Wars movie, never plan on it, never watched anything to do with Star Wars, never played this, got it as a gift, and I appreciate the person who got us for that, but I have no need for this, so I'll just let it stay on the shelf. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. 5 Skyrim. I don't know if this works. Got it at a charity shop a long while away. It's a pretty dodgy place now. I don't really want to go back, but I don't even know if it works. We'll try. But I definitely want to get Skyrim, but I'll probably just get like a PS4 version. The last of the 4 games I got from me mate. I know nothing about this, so yeah. The Orange Box. This one's interesting because I remember first hearing about when I first started getting a TF2. I heard about the Orange Box. I saw this like a few days, if not a week later, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" I got it, and I brought home and realized I don't have Xbox Live, so I would just mess around in the weird like museum mode of TF2 they had. I dabbled in the first puzzle of Portal, which I've gone on to beat on PC, and then never touched Half-Life. Then we got the 2 Tomb Raider games from charity shops, Underworld and 2013. These are certainly something. I'll probably replace these at some point because the way I like to collect games is I like to pick for certain series that are on multiple consoles. I like associate certain series with certain consoles. Like for example, Devil May Cry. Nowadays, Devil May Cry is on. Where is it? Yeah, Devil May Cry is on everything, like Devil May Cry 5 is, but originally it was a PlayStation exclusive, so I associate it as a PlayStation exclusive series. So when I eventually get a physical copy of a Devil May Cry 5, I will get it for PS5 and then Devil May Cry 4 for PS3. I already have all of them on Steam, but I still buy physical games even though I have them on Steam. But that was an example. And Tomb Raider is a series I've always associated with PlayStation, so I'll definitely sell these at some point, but they might have. And lastly, a pretty neat one, but kind of rough, Xbox Live Arcade compilation disc. It's neat, but like, it's pretty faded. Yeesh. Anyways, moving on to my very brief GameCube collection, but all of which are ones I find pretty cool. Mario Kart Double Dash. It's the most unique Mario Kart, and yeah, it's cool, but I don't really play it because it's very loose and all over the place, which makes it fun when playing with friends, but not as fun to play it on its own like I would with Mario Kart 8. Metroid Prime. I really want to play this, and I definitely will at some point. I need to play more of my GameCube, because I haven't really touched it that much. But, yeah. Very cool. Then, Resident Evil for the remake, which is really cool. And I would play this, but I don't mind the tank controls in old Resident Evil games, but they work a lot better on a D-pad than an analog stick. And I also bought it on PS5 when I bought like the whole series, and it has analog there, so I'll just play it on that. But it's cool to have. And lastly, Super Mario Sunshine, the main game I am playing on GameCube at the moment. Love it. It's a bit janky, I will admit, but that's something you've got to get used to when playing old games, and I do. Moving on to the PS2, we have Crash Twinsanity. This isn't mine, this is my mum's. I got it for her for Christmas, and she's never played it, so it just stays on my shelf. Neat. Canis Canem Edit, better known as Bully. Yeah, it's really fun. I liked it, I played of it, but then I got it on PS5, so I'll probably just finish playing it on there, because it's more convenient to play it there. Crap. But yeah, from what I did play, it was great. And like I said, now we're at the point where these games all have like manuals and maps. I won't unfold all of them, but you get the point. Come on. Even has like little letters that you would use to mail your issues back to Rockstar to have them fixed. Oh my god. There we go. Already showed Devil May Cry 2. FIFA 9. Probably should sell this, but I don't know. I like how late FIFA's released on the PS2. Not as funny as FIFA 14 releasing on the... Not 15, which was insane. Right, then we got Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Heard good things about it. I'll play it eventually. San Andreas. Same story. One of the few games in the UK that actually have a black box, because everything in the US has a black box, but in Europe it's all blue, with a few exceptions with a black box, and another one we'll get to. Then we got Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. Again, cool. I'll probably play them eventually, but is what it is. Now, Vice City Stories is actually pretty pricey in America, but it's not over here, unfortunately, so I don't have anything too pricey. Then we've got one of the other few games that aren't in a blue box. We have Gran Turismo 4, which has a white box. Again, I don't care for Gran Turismo as like a game because I don't like racing simulators, but you know, it's cool to have like one of those core PlayStation series. Then we have Hitman Contracts and Blood Money. I love World of Assassination, so I'll come back to play these at one point, even if they are very dated by comparison. But it's still neat to have. Okami, a very beautiful game. I mostly got it because back to Marvel vs. Capcom. I like to play Amaterasu. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is one I picked up. I asked for my birthday because of that. Pro Evolution Soccer 6. I've never gotten around to selling it, probably because I wouldn't be able to, but this is mostly just because this is what I got with the PS2 when I bought it from the charity shop. Ratchet and Clank, one of the few PS2 games I bought from CEX as like an actual, this is for, because a lot of these I got from my mate who has a PS2 who just never plays it, so I just took most of the games. But a couple of them I have bought myself, mostly Canis Canem Edit, Devil May Cry, Ratchet and Clank. And the next one, Resident Evil 4. I would have loved to play this on PS2, but similarly Canis Canem Edit, I have it on PS5 now, so might as well just play it there, but still nice to have. Sonic Mega Collection, cool, but I have Sonic Origins on my Switch, I'd rather just play that. The Getaway, I've heard good things about this, but I don't even know if many people know what this is. I never heard of it until my mum's boyfriend told us about it. So, yeah, picked that up. The Mark of Cry. I got this with Okami on my birthday from my nana and granddad because they got it on Facebook Marketplace. I have no idea what this is. The Simpsons Hit and Run, the main game I got a PS2 for. Well, that was Bully, so I realized Bully was on modern consoles. So this is the main thing I have a PS2 for. And yeah, it's good. I was always biased to the Simpsons game, which I used to have on PS3 until I sold it to get it for 360. I still haven't, but I'll get there. But this is good. It's very good, very fun. And then Lara Croft and the Angel of Darkness. Again, just one of those ones I got from my friend for the sake of it. Speaking of, that game also had a couple PS1 games, which these are pretty neat, I would say. We've got Checkmate, and these are really cool because like the way they open and stuff. It's like, and like the discs don't actually have like a thing, they're like pure black on the back, which is really neat. And like I say, the whole, like, they have two spines, so you can put them on both ways. And Gran Turismo 2, so like I say, I don't care about, but it's one of those core series, you have to have it. And even has like 2 manuals and 2 discs and everything, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just got to put it back. Tomb Raider 2. This, actually, I have all of this one's cover kind of comes out, unfortunately. So, this alongside, actually all the Tomb Raider games I have this one, I think Angel of Darkness, and then Tomb Raider 2013 on PS5 because they had a whole series sale on. It was Tomb Raiders 1 to 6 remastered and then the modern trilogy. So I have that. And then lastly, Nuclear Strike. I don't really know what this is, but it was one of the games he had that was kind of cool and was in good condition, so snag that up. Right. Last console game is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Mega Drive. This is really cool. I don't have a Mega Drive though, but it's cool to have like with the whole proper box and everything, cartridge and all that. Don't even know if it works, but it doesn't really matter that I don't have a Mega Drive because, as previously stated, I have like 3 different ways to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Finally, we move on to the handhelds. We have Touchmaster, another one of those games from my friend that was in good condition, so I just got it. Super Mario 64 DS, actually a childhood DS game that I used to play on like this old cartridge that had a bunch of games on until I eventually grew up, and then like that kind of didn't work anymore, so I just started buying the actual games I cared about. With this one, Professor Layton's. This one was a very cool charity shop find because it was in like the full box with good cut details, cartridge, all the side things, so that was a very nice charity shop find. Pokemon Black. This one I was very happy to get because I always heard good things about Gen 5. Always wanted to play it. Currently in DS. But yeah, very, very nice to have, especially for all this stuff. One of the few DS games I remember distinctly buying at CEX. More Brain Training. I think that was a charity shop thing. 42 all-time classics. No, this was from the friend Touchmat. I think actually they're both one of mine. Mario Kart DS. Similarly, was on that compilation cartridge until I bought it for myself after it stopped working because I wanted to collect games. So there's that. And then lastly, Big Brain Academy. Again, similarly, just for like, it was cheap at a charity shop, might as well. Then moving on to the 3DS, Angry Birds Trilogy. I know it's kind of dumb to have. It's like, it was a dumb release, charging like full price for like 3 mobile games that were free or at least £1. But I don't know, it's kind of like a neat thing because of that, having a collection. So scooped it up. Mario Kart 7. It's Mario Kart 7. It's good, but like now that it has all the DLC, like there's no point replaying it. Then we got Pokemon games. We got X, one of the first ones I got after Sword, and it is good. I've never technically finished it though because I always have this thing with Pokemon games where I constantly restart it. So there's that. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, pretty good. Still have never beat, but is what it is. Very good though. Hoen's great. Then moving on to my favourite region with Sun and Moon. These are good. I've beat both of them twice. Not twice, but I beat both of them. Moon has my favourite ever team I've ever used in a Pokemon game though. It was Decidueye, Alolan Ninetales, Salazzle, Garchomp, Archeops and Greninja. And half that team I had my friend transfer over. But it was still great time. And onto, I'd probably say my favourite Pokemon games are definitely in the running. Ultra Sun and Moon. It's just Sun and Moon, but better. But unlike with Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, I can at least go back to these. I can at least go back to base Sun and Moon after playing these, unlike with those ones, which is just how good Sun and Moon are. And lastly, 2 games where it used to be cartridge only, but I eventually bought full versions of them, with Super Mario 3D Land, which, as I previously mentioned, 3D World is much better, but it's nostalgic, and it's like, it's not horrendous for what it is. It's just not as good as 3D World. And lastly, Super Mario Maker 3DS. It's yellow, which I think is pretty neat, and like I say, I grew up with it a lot, so it's got nostalgia for that regard, but like I said, the 3DS version was already worse than the Wii U version, let alone compared to Mario Maker 2. So, yeah. Then lastly, we've got a few things here. We have 2 random PS1 games, disc only, for some reason. I don't know, I need to get rid of them at some point. And then we have all my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. On Game Boy, we have Pokemon Red and Gold, and actually, hang on, I also have Pokemon Blue currently in the Game Boy itself. Let's put that back. There's a couple games just there. I have Mario Party DS cartridge only, but there's nothing major, so I've got everything important. And then lastly, for the Game Boy Advance games, we have Mario Kart Super Circuit, which I actually went out to buy. Bloody hell. Similarly, Mega Drive compilation and Marvel vs. Capcom. And then lastly, we've got pretty much every Gen 3 Pokemon game with Ruby, Emerald, Fire Red and Leaf Green. I also got Sapphire because me Nana and Granddad bought like all 5, but Sapphire never worked. And that is every game in my collection. There's a few others, like a few stray 3DS and DS cartridges, but I don't really count that to be part of my collection. I've got a bunch of collectibles, like some figurines, an old Greninja thing that I actually have down here, which was pretty cool. My old new Nintendo 3DS box, PS5 box, some FNAF figures. These Pokemon Select figures are really cool, I like them. My Funko collection, we have Jolteon, Snubbull, Teddiursa, the werewolf from Altered Beast, which I thought was pretty cool, being like all voxel. Silver Bulbasaur, Alakazam, Withered Bonnie, which I really liked, Jack Skellington, Alien, Crocodile, Leatherface, and Jason Voorhees. Very proud of all of them. This random Luffy figure I got for my birthday. This one I was really happy with. Greninja amiibo, always nice to see. Little Duskull and Berserker figurine, like smaller Select version. I think Select is probably my favourite figurine brand for Pokemon. Doomslayer Duck, Kobe and Sanji live action One Piece figures, random Bart thing. And then there's my look at my shelf. If this video gets enough likes and people care enough, I'll make another smaller video to work on, to do while I work on the next big video. So if any of you would like to see that, comment down below if you would like to see a full bookshelf tour. But with that, that's the end of the video. Goodbye.